Okay, so we're gonna just quickly here fix these guys and just get them ready, and then we'll just move on to the tips of the fingers, and then finally correcting some of the geometry and improving some of it. So I just got the fingers there covered in between. I'm gonna do a quick fix here for these ones. Not that. See if I can get those. Let's do one that's a little bit easier to show. Maybe this one. It'll be right there. Oh, it's getting just confused because of the angle of it. There we go. And then there. It makes it a bit easier then. And then this one. And then that one. So I may need to add more information with that because it's a little too pointy, but that'll give me enough for now. So I'm gonna just continue building the other ones, and I'll show you in a bit. Okay, so I just got and finished the hand. I have it all around wrapped. So I have my object there, which is ready to be fine-tuned and cleaned up. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm going to just press it on my keyboard just to look at it in a smooth mode, and start. Still the live is on, so I'm gonna start just fine-tuning some of the geometry. Let me just turn on the wireframe unshaded, that way I can see the thing. And I'm going to open up my sculpting tool, and I have two tools here in Sculpt. One of them is going to be relaxed, the other one is going to be smooth. So between those two, I'm going to try to work. I'm going to double click on relax first to change this file size, the actual size of the tool, which is going to be, I'm going to try to reduce it to a very tiny number. See if it shows there is. I'm holding my B key, so I'm going to try to do a little bit of relaxing as I am kind of going around, especially that area of that arm that wasn't quite right. So just trying to let the program do whatever it can do to improve it. And well, the thing with that is that it will, of course, try to maintain still the connection with the live geometry underneath, so it's not going to go too far away from that. So it's pretty neat because I get to solve some of the problems, and I get to at the same time maintain my real shape. But this relax does, what it does is tries to make distances between edges equal, so that it's not longer in one place than the other one, and that will make it a lot more efficient. You see that, for example, here needs a little bit of a relaxing there. Notice that I'm trying to avoid the edge. I don't want to have the edge doing it. I still agree that I think that my arm has a little too many edges, but I'm gonna leave it like that for now. It's a little bit low, many of them, but I'm gonna try to just use it the way it is and see how that goes. Okay, so I just need now to kind of improve some little thing here. The key element is that in modeling, you want to have a model that is not square looking, because square looking models are not good. Alright, so I'm going to just go back to that. I'm going to make sure that save my scene first. And I'm going to now take a look at my, at my outliner, and turn on my image planes to make sure that I can, or that I have the object matching in terms of my image plane. And for the most part it is. Some places that I just try to turn my sub-selection by pressing B and putting them around, grabbing some of them, moving some stuff in, holding my V so that I have a wider area. Just making sure that it's sliding right now because it's trying to match my background model. So let's try to right now turn off that model. I think we had enough good reference from it. So let me just call my outliner here. I'm going to just select that object. I'm going to uncheck the live, so disable it. That way I don't have that object influencing my new model anymore. So now I can just try moving things in and out to try to make it match my original design. Some of these shapes are not quite right. I need to go and be more precise about that. And what I'm going to do about it is I'm going to insert an extra edge loop on each one of those, just the same way my reference had. If you remember, let me try to go to that. So you see here that I had a little extra edge loop there. So I'm going to try to do that to see if I can insert an edge loop here. And it's going to be as simple as just inserting an edge loop. So insert an edge loop on each one of them. Turn off my sub selection there. That makes it a bit sharper in terms of the corner and a little bit better for me to be able to manipulate their shapes. That's what they are right now. And I'm going to go back to my side view. And try to grab some of those vertices, maybe with my lasso tool. And start matching them to see if I can modify the shape. I'm going to turn off the sub selection for now first, see if I can bring them down and give a little bit closer appearance to my drawing. Okay, same with the next one, that and that. I'll try to bring them down, move it this way, and maybe grab the tip a bit more. I'm looking at both views, the perspective I'm modeling in and the side view. And then this one, of course, is going to have to go the opposite direction. And this one is very close already. And this one needs just a little bit of adjustment there. So I'm going to do that, and then we'll just take a look at it here. I'm going to hit 3, and they are looking a bit closer to my image. I just need to grab these edges and bring them a little bit down, and this one too, to try to match my original, and same with this one. Same with that one. And if I want to have the sharper corners on top, I just need to add more edges there. His front view got affected a little bit, maybe in some of the processes there. I need to just to fine tune some of the shape again. Let me see what it is. I'm going to isolate it here for a moment. Ooh, the geometry got badly pulled somehow. by accident maybe I just grabbed a vertex or two. I turn off subselection and it's gonna bring them out here. I probably just pulled them by accident at some point. Okay, that's that. I'm just gonna try to improve this shape again the way it was. That way you have a better chance there. Okay. So now the last thing, of course, I need to do a little more modeling for some of the wrinkles on that, but that'll probably be part of the texturing. I can add probably extra edge loops for getting a better shape on the eyelid. And here, just bring the eyelid a little bit lower. I'm going to do that right now. So I'm going to select actually this row of polygons. I'm going to turn on subselection. I'm going to grab them. Actually, I'm going to do it here on the side view. Let me just turn off for a moment before I do that. Actually, I'm not, because I need the image. But you see that what I need to do there is I need to bring the pivot point by pressing D. I can move the pivot point of that selection. That's a temporary selection. I'm going to bring it down to this corner here, pressing D again, and then I'm going to try to rotate the eye to bring it down to where I need it to be. So it just makes it a little bit closer to what the eye is probably doing. I'm just pressing B so that my subselection is gone, and I'm just going to exaggerate a little bit of these vertices here just to get them to do a little bit of that overlapping effect. So that makes them look a little bit cooler. Okay, so now I'm roughly there. Again, I could add a few edges more to fiddle with these wrinkles if I wanted to have them modeled, and I probably could do that, or I could just extrude some of his faces here to generate some of those little wrinkles, although this thing needs to be pulled back one more time. For some reason maybe in one of my files, when my file got corrupted or when it crashed, I lost that fix that I had done before. So I'm going to push it back there and pull it down a little bit here, and then just activate my sphere, because I need to make sure that those changes that I'm doing match my object. Holding B to change my selection, my subselection size. Okay. So now the only thing that I need to do is mirror it to the other side, because he's going to be just fully mirrored on the other side. So for that, actually I'm going to look through this one on the front. And I need to, in order to mirror it, I need to make that center line perfectly straight. So to do that, I'm going to double click on that edge, turn off subselection. So make sure that the whole thing is selected. Just turn off those image planes again, because I don't like to see them. I don't want to see them anymore. And here when I select those edges again, so they are selected now. It goes all the way around, including inside of the mouth. You see it here. Oh, I'm going to unlock that. And I'm going to grab the scale tool. I'm going to change the pivot point for the scale tool to make it right in the center of the object, of the creature. Press D again, and then we'll scale it down. Again and again. What I'm doing is I'm flattening that edge so that all of those edges, all of them are perfectly straight, including the inside of the mouth. I don't care much about the inside of the mouth, but I still need them to be the best I can. I'm going to just fine-tune this little gap that I have here before I mirror it. Turn on sub-selection. I'm going to pull back on that one there. There we go. And this one too. And maybe this one's here. Let's try to pull that way and that way a little bit. So I don't have big gaps in the eye. And fine-tune this ones too, and pull this one out a little bit there. Okay, I'm very close. I probably have to do an extra fine-tuning, and I will delete history of this guy, and I think I'm ready to mirror him. So I'm going to just grab the geometry that needs to be mirrored. I'm going to change the pivot point, making sure that the pivot point, I'm going to make it snap to point. That way when I snap it to a point, I go make a snap to a specific point right there in the middle. I'm going to just press D again to get rid of that pivot point. That's the same as this one there. So now the pivot point of the object is right in the middle. You need that to be in the middle. I'm going to go under Mesh, Mirror, and I open it up. I'm going to say, okay, you need to mirror. This is the x-axis, so an x negative. You need to merge the border vertices, and then just for now that's all that it, based on the world position, of course. Or I can make it on the object. Then make it on the object because I know the object that is the center of the world for that object. I'm gonna mirror that, and I got a full character fully mirrored and almost ready to, let me just do the perspective view here. I can go and fine tune some placement more of the eyeball and fixing those holes and all that, but in essence that is the process. I could just push and extrude these faces to the wrinkles and do all the things, but that's more a little bit extra work to improve.